Thank you all for joining today. I am very excited to share our LS product roadmap. One thing about Patsnap is a very innovative company. Lots of stuff goes on at Patsnap. One of the reasons I joined Patsnap because I saw how much innovation was going on, and I haven't been let down in that regard. There's constant releases going on. There's some really thoughtful. I mean, if you just saw the LS Hero presentation from Libby, we're doing some great stuff with AI, and we're going to continue to do that in the next year. It's going to continue to be a focus for us. 2024 has been a great year for our LS product suite. Number of groundbreaking releases, including things like chemical modification in our bio product. And a lot of very large LS companies have come on board in 2024. So I think we've added an additional 40 top R&D spenders to our list of customers, which is fantastic. We want to continue to grow from there and really improve the life sciences suite as we go forward. Okay. With everything that Patsnap do, our roadmap in life sciences reflects what we see in the market and also what our customers are telling us. So, we're an information services company, and ultimately we are there to help our customers get to better answers and make faster decisions. If we look at the market right now in life sciences, we see these macro trends. So we see continued increasing R&D investment, which has been a trend for many years. But we also see this challenge around R&D productivity and commercial success, right? It's very hard to bring a drug to market. It continues to be it's probably harder than it has been in the past. There are continued challenges with key drugs coming off patent. We were talking about the patent cliff, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and we're still talking about it now. It will be an ongoing problem. There is a decline in clinical trials, which has actually dropped now below pre-pandemic levels. So something missing there. But we're also seeing this marked return to mergers and acquisitions activity. So a lot of big pharmaceutical companies looking to make acquisitions or looking for mergers. And with all of this comes this new kind of mega wave of activity around AI, this significant trend around deployments of AI to create value and efficiencies across the pharma value chain. I think we are probably just scratching the surface of that from what I've seen. There are so many people who are deploying the technology now, who are looking to build it on top of external data sets and their own internal data sets to really get to the answers they need as effectively as possible. And of course, we wouldn't be doing a very good job if we didn't listen to our customers, and we get regular feedback from our customers on what they want to see in the product. Again, tying back to that theme about getting better answers and making faster decisions, our customers are telling us if we can allow you to do that, it means that you are getting faster, more impactful innovation. You're getting a reduction in wasted R&D effort. There's potentially less requirement for outsourcing of information research projects. And then if you look at further down the line at patents, there's potentially fewer patent rejections and abandonments. And with it all, if you're doing your early freedom to operate and you're on top of things, a decreased likelihood of litigation, which all of these add significant value to any organization. So we're going to start by looking at LS Hero. I hope you were able to see the previous presentation, but LS Hero is our AI assistant that uses our Pharma GPT large language model. It's been trained and tuned on our extensive data sets. So we've been building these data sets over many, many years and cleaning and consolidating them, particularly around the patents, but also around journals and biological sequences and chemical structures. And with all that data, it just made sense for us to also look at how we could create a dedicated large language model. So what we've done with these data sets and the dedicated training is created this Pharma GPT large language model. And we've seen on a few occasions that Pharma GPT is outperforming the general purpose large language models. General purpose large language models like ChatGPT are great for certain use cases, but they lack the specificity of data or the access to, like, for example, like ChatGPT doesn't have access, has access to a very small number of patterns. And so you don't get comprehensive answers back, and often you get hallucinations as well. So what we've done with Pharma GPT is really try and focus on the data sets that we have and getting really high quality answers back. We make use of retrieval augmented generation to tie everything back to our clean and consolidated data sets. Everybody is telling us now we want to be able to verify our insights. It's pointless having any kind of AI if we can't verify our insights. And so whatever we're doing, we're now like trying to tie everything back to source, making sure that you have a clean link back to the original information so that you can be very confident in your results. So LS Hero is part of our Synapse product, which is our global drug intelligence database, but it can also be bought standalone. We're actually starting to see a number of customers integrating the assistant into their internal systems. So we've had some big pharma customers ask us to put an API access into some of their internal systems, so they have this ability to chat and get answers to the specific life sciences questions that they might have. So again, like, this only works because of the fantastic data that we have behind the scenes. So the drugs and biological information we have, the target information we have, the patents, the journals, the organizational data. So data around like corporate trees and subsidiaries and all this kind of information, and the deals and grant funding information, the biosequence data, all of this kind of feeds back. And the more that we bring this together and make connections between that data using our large language model, the more powerful it is for our customers. So if we look at the roadmap for Hero in 2025, it made sense to think about this as well. Look, again, a lot of feedback came from our customers. What we want is really strong reports. So those reports might be on targets, they might be on indications, they might be on clinical and drug types, but whatever they are, like, what we wanted to do was make sure that they were as rich as possible and tailored back to all that rich information that we have. So you'll see this common theme of these really strong canned reports across our roadmap for LS Hero. So you can see Q1 we're going to release the specific target report. And so, by the way, if you haven't used LS Hero, I just strongly suggest you get a trial and have a go. You'll be able to test these target reports in Q1 and see the value that it brings. In Q2, we're bringing the ability to generate customized reports. So you might have your own individual requirements or something that you want to run a report on in the life sciences space, and you'll be able to do that. And again, kind of ties in some of the other stuff we're doing in the broader R&D space, where we're allowing customers to generate these customized reports, and they're seeing a lot of value there. We're also bringing out our standard report on particular indications. So if you wanted to report on Alzheimer's, we would be able to run that process for you and bring back all the information that would be relevant to you. And we'll also be Q3 then, we'll be introducing clinical and drug type report generation as well. Something I'm pretty excited about is something that we've released in beta, so the ability to add your own documentation into the large language model and run and use our Hero Assistant to ask questions of your own documentation. So that could be journals, it could be reports that you have. But right now you can do it with one PDF, and you can ask some basic questions. You can ask it to summarize the PDF. It's in our beta functionality. But going forward in Q4, we really want to improve this so that whatever you load up, and you'll be able to load up multiple documents at once, if you analyze those documents, it will tie it back to all the information sources that we have. So if a drug is mentioned, we will link to our drug report page. if an indication is mentioned, we will tie it back to that. So everything will be really nicely consolidated in one place. So there you can see, just a quick snapshot there of the target report generation, the kind of thing that we're putting in place for these canned reports. And then the PDF upload enhancements as well, the ability to upload the PDF, ask questions of the PDF. I think once you're able to load a whole subset of documents, it can potentially get really interesting in terms of helping you combine that with broader external information to get to some really specific answers. And of course, the large language model, as I mentioned before, the quality of it depends on the quality of the data behind it. And so we're going to continue to make improvements to the data that feeds our Pharma GPT large language model and is used by our Hero LS assistant. So there's going to be additional data added around indications, drugs, types, clinical descriptions in the first half of next year. We're going to add more drug labels and reviews from additional countries that we don't support today. We're going to add a large language model spider bot. Essentially what we're doing there is allowing it to update automatically from some really important sites. So update information, for example, from the FDA website, so that we always have the very most current information for you. In Q3 and Q4 next year, we're going to add in more industry reports, so really bolster our offering in that space, and more literature available through the retrieval augmented generation function. So case reports, meta-analysis, just a few examples. We're going to really try and broaden our coverage there. Okay, jumping on to Synapse, which is, of course, our drug intelligence platform. Good news is that Synapse already comes with our AI assistant Hero LS, so everything I just talked about is going to be a benefit to Synapse customers going forward. But 2025 is the year where we continue to improve the data and the data connections in Synapse. In Q1, just jumping to the roadmap, there we go. In Q1, we're going to release a mechanism of action search. So, for example, if you want to know what's the mechanism of action of metformin, and how does that help in lowering blood glucose, you'll be able to generate that report. And again, tie all that information back to source. We're going to add a biosimilar section into our drug detail page. So if you're looking at a particular drug, biological drug, it will show you all the biosimilars that exist. All the biosimilars that are similar in efficacy, potency. It will allow you to track those biosimilars across their development progress as well. So which research stage are they at? So you will have a good idea of either what's available or what's coming very soon. In Q2, we're going to improve our advanced drug search. So drug search is pretty powerful today, but we're going to improve it so you can have all the standard Boolean logic in there and or not. So you can combine any terms to really focus your searches to identify the drugs that you're looking for, which I think will be really beneficial. We're going to add a deal detail page that allows for improved deal insights. So what it's going to do is break down the deal into various stages and create a tabular timeline view with all the milestones of that deal detail. So you can see all the sub-events that are involved in a deal, what happened, when something passed to somebody else, when somebody passed a certain threshold. So you get all that information there for you. We're going to also improve the deal and deal originator search functionality, so you can understand where drugs or technologies originally originated from. So even if there's been a deal and somebody licensed that technology from somewhere else, we'll take you right back to the originator to help you understand how that came about. And many of you will have seen our Bizint partnership and the way that we allow you to export data to Bizint charts. We are adding more functionality to that in Q2. So we are going to allow you to export the drug and clinical trial data as well. And then you can combine it with other data sets in one really nicely formatted table, which is hugely beneficial. In Q3, we're going to be upgrading our dashboards in Synapse. So this is something that a lot of customers have asked us about. We get a lot of demand for this. for customers to be able to create more custom charts. Our standard charts are very well used, but customers are saying, "Oh, could we customize these a little to our own needs?" So, for example, the bullseye charts, and being able to just customize to exact details, drugs, territories that you're interested in, and then to be able to share those with colleagues and clients as well. So that's the dashboard update, which I think is going to be great. We'll also be upgrading our indications information. So breaking down indications to meet user needs. For example, like one thing we're going to do is add severity levels to diseases. So you have that information to filter and refine with. Adding also more filtering and refinement options to clinical trials data, so you can filter by the number of participants, the age of the participants, that kind of thing. And very exciting, in Q4, we are going to be introducing a brand new vertical into our database, so cell therapy. Obviously, cell therapy is a very fastly growing area. We know that from our records, there are at least 1,600 companies already working in this space. So this addition of this vertical will really allow customers to understand the latest in stem cell technology, dendritic cell technology, allogenic cell technology, allowing users to search for delivery systems, source of cells, modifications to those cells. So again, I think that would be a great new data set to add into the mix. And we're also going to be finally in Q4 introducing the ability to search by dosage and or the route of administration. So extracting the information from clinical trials and from drug labels and putting that into an easily analyzable format. And then I will jump onto Bio, which is our industry-leading platform for biological sequence searching. 2024 was a really key year for the Bio platform. I think we were the first people to introduce chemical modification searching and to offer a really robust system for searching of chemical modifications in biological sequences. And we're going to continue to improve the Bio platform in 2025. So one thing we're doing, again, due to popular demand, is increasing the search cap for the number of sequences retrieved in a search. I think this used to be around 50,000, but customers have asked us for up to 10 times more. And so we're increasing that limit to 500,000 in our Bio Pro package going forward. Which I think is good if you're searching, if you want to search for sequences that bind to a specific mRNA or something like that. We know that some of our customers have had a preference for using global alignment over BLAST in terms of alignment technologies. So when they're comparing sequences, either across the board or in some use cases, our customers prefer using global alignment. So we're enabling users to use global alignment across all of our search options in our Bio Pro package, which should really help to ensure there are no gaps in alignments. And again, I think that's useful for small data sets, but I also think, if you're doing something like comparing FC regions in different antibodies, it can be really beneficial. We're adding affinity data into our antibody antigen R&D module. So that was a new release in 2024, the ability to search by antibody and to find antigens that had good correlation with that antibody. And so the other thing that we're doing there is further improvements to that module in Q2, where users are going to be able to search for antigens using antibodies and not just the other way around. So they'll be able to search for antibodies using antigens and antigens using antibodies. And we're also going to continue to group biosimilars as part of the output and enrich the data with synapse data. The other thing we're going to do in Q2 is add our synapse epitope data into Bio. So you have some of that rich epitope data as well, again, which is going to be great for antibodies. For our chemical modification search, again, like we see this as something that a lot of customers have shown a lot of interest in. We have introduced this functionality to a lot of customers in 2024. And so we're getting additional demands, oh, it'd be great if we could do this. So in Q1, we're going straight back into like improving that chemical modification search. So allowing users to draw chemical structures as the basis for the search, linking modified sequences to experimental data like affinity and bioactivity, and better search and visualizations for bridge modifications. We're just optimizing the search in general so that it filters out noise and non-relevant results as well. In Q2, we're also going to be improving our alignment function. So I know I just jumped about a bit from one quarter to the other. But in Q2, we're improving our alignment function to make it easier to access from bio and to allow more sequences to be compared. So you can compare more sequences. You can also export and share those alignments with colleagues as well. We're adding keyword filters so that once you've done a biological sequence search, you can refine that sequence search by keywords. So that could be in the applicant, it could be any text keywords, just to help you get to a subset of sequences that may be most relevant to you. In Q3, so in the summer of 2025, we're going to be upgrading our collaborative workspaces. So bio users can set up alerts on their bio searches direct from workspaces. That's been, again, something that people have asked for. Something else I think is really great, we're going to be supporting data auto-update for biosequences. So if you've done a search on a particular biosequence and you've created a workspace, if there are new documents that match your requirements that publish today or in the next week or whenever, those will be uploaded into your workspace automatically for your consideration. It'll be clear that those are new results and you can consider them or choose not. And again, you can choose to have that function on or not. And our email alerts are also being improved for bio. So you can set up an email alert on a whole batch of sequences. Instead of just having to do one sequence at a time and email alerts on individual sequences, you can set it up on a whole batch of sequences and get an update anytime there's something relevant to that batch of sequences. So yeah, here's just a quick view of those. So the antigen antibody module upgrade, which, as I said, is, I think we probably have the most extensive antibody antigen data set available, and that's something we are also selling as a data set to drug discovery companies, AI drug discovery companies, large pharmas. But we've also made that ability available on a smaller scale through our antibody antigen module, where users can come in and look at a few antibodies or antigens. And the modification search upgrade, which is, again, just taking our modification search to the next level. We're going to continue to develop that. So I think that is my last slide. So thank you very much for listening. I hope there was stuff in that roadmap that has excited you for the year ahead. And as I said, if you have any questions or you want to know any more, just pop them in the chat. We will definitely get back to you. If you've got any other suggestions about how to improve what we're doing, love to hear that too. We are continuing to improve our products as much as we possibly can. So appreciate your time. Kate, do I hand back to you?
Yes, thank you so much, Hayden. I appreciate it. And thank you for giving a glimpse into Patsnap's forward-thinking LS roadmap. Like he said, we're always looking for ways to make our product better. So always give feedback. If there's something you wish the product could do that it can't, let us know. Maybe we can add it. But I think it's clear that the future of AI-powered life science innovation is bright from our couple of sessions that we had. And Patsnap is trying to lead the charge and is leading the charge there.